Introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and what promotions you work for.
Hello America, I'm Ray Basura, your 2014 Wrestler of the Year candidate. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, wrestle all over Texas, Arizona, wrestled up in Utah, Colorado, we wrestled in Wisconsin, now making our Illinois debut. I'm one half of Brute 66 with my tag team partner, Mosh Pit Mike. Wrestling tonight, we'll be taking on, I believe, the Hooligans for the first time.
All right, you're originally from New Mexico?
Yeah, Carlsbad, New Mexico, where I was born and raised. Moved to Albuquerque, started wrestling over there. I was trained by Mosh Pit Mike, and at the time, his original tag team partner, the Widowmaker. Also, Rocky Penasco had a big part in my training. Me and Kyle Hawk out of Texas, we again came up together, got in the business, and just put ourselves out there and really took as much as we could. He went actually and enlisted in the Army, went in to Iraq. He is now in Texas doing his own thing over there. And I pushed on forward, and we again branched off and did seminars, did different things, and just pretty much picked the brains of any wrestlers that we can to continue moving forward in the wrestling industry.
Now, who were your original trainers?
If I had to narrow it down, it'd probably be Rocky Penasco and Mosh Pit Mike. They had the biggest influence on everything that I did. Seminars that I have been in, or at least worked with, is Big Vito from the FBI, Mike Modest, I've done Mick Foley, Colt Cabana. There's a handful of guys that, anytime that we work shows, we just get in there and try to work with them. So that's been nice. Manimal and Chuey are here. A big part early in my business is being able to travel these guys. They got me opportunities to get my face out there and be seen and be heard. And now I'm, working as equals with them, which is a great thing for me too.
Now, where was your original home promotion? The promotion you most identify yourself with?
So originally when I started was with DWO, which is Destiny Wrestling Organization, which ran out of Albuquerque. They've been running there for quite some time. I believe they've been running there post 2000 and I'd say as early as 2006, if I'm not mistaken. They've been running there for quite some time. As of 2011, Sports Commission stepped in Albuquerque and began to regulate things heavily, making things very difficult for any type of independent wrestling show to take place. Also, another promotion down in Las Cruces, which is XCW, which was Extreme Cruces Wrestling, very closely affiliated with Awesome Andy. They also had to move location. Now most all independent wrestling in New Mexico has halted entirely, so there's an absence of work there. Mostly we have to travel out of state to continue wrestling.
Now, what was the catalyst for the commission, was it previously regulated, or was it regulated but not as much?
The rules were written. It's always kind of been that way, and the rules have been written to really hold it back. And with the popularity of Ultimate Fighting and such, they have a high bond that has to be set for it. There's certain insurances that have to be met. There's physicals that have to be done, which again can be done by billionaires like the WWE, things like that. But for your normal independent wrestling promotion or your normal independent wrestlers who travel from state to state, they don't have time to come to Mexico to get a physical, to do all these things each time they're going to wrestle in the state. And it's just impractical for an independent wrestling promotion to meet all the standards set by the Sports Commission, which unfortunately has made it almost impossible for a promotion to run until the rules are either met or they're able to be revised.
Are wrestlers licensed in New Mexico, or do they just have to do all this doctor work?
As far as New Mexico wrestlers, we do not have to be licensed, but it is ideal, again, if you are going to be representing the state, that you are properly trained.
Hey, hold on. All right. It's been a heavily debated topic around here. Illinois is not a regulated state. Missouri is one of the most heavily regulated states in the country. With what you just told me, New Mexico may have just surpassed Missouri for the most regulated state in the country. What's your view on regulating the wrestling business? Should there be any regulations? No regulations? Somewhere in the middle?
You know, that's kind of a difficult question because there are, whenever you let something go completely unregulated, it does run the risk of, just going wild. And I can see why some people would view that it needs to. But whenever regulation does get cut down to this degree, it really does limit, people's ability to grow, their chances to work these small shows to try to build up to the big ones. Whenever you allow different states or even a national regulation on something like this, it is going to put a choke on it, and it's going to keep it from growing. And so I guess on one hand, I dislike regulation because it does keep things from growing, but on the other hand, with regulation, it would hopefully keep people safe. It keeps the people that shouldn't be in the business out of the business, and it keeps bad promotions from continuing to be out there, which they're always going to be out there. But I'm just saying that's the benefit I could see out of regulation. But I guess I'm kind of in the middle. Unfortunately, I am on the bad end of it, where it took wrestling out of my home state.
All right. What are your current wrestling exploits? Let's say current feuds or storylines in particular promotions.
Right now, I'm just kind of, working wherever we go. Right now we are working in Lucha, POR down in Phoenix. We've been working with the Grindhouse, which is Miracle Mike James and Johnny Manson. We've been doing an ongoing deal over there. But I think as of right now, Brute 66, the big thing we have going for us, we are building up towards the Martin Van Buren Invitational, which will be going on August 23rd in Lubbock, Texas. They're going to be bringing tag teams from all over the country. They're going to be bringing in Martin Casaus, which is on Tough Enough, Rob Conway, former WWE wrestler. But the good thing about Brute 66 is that we're tag team wrestlers now, and those guys, they're single wrestlers slapped together. So we have a pretty good opportunity going into it, especially because we've wrestled against a lot of the people they're putting into that tournament, and we've been successful against them. So it is going to be good going over to Lubbock, because I think our odds are going to be really good.
And you said you're wrestling Hooligans tonight. The Hooligans are 3-time Central Illinois Tag Team of the Year. They have 3 sets of belts right now. Your thoughts about the match?
So Hooligans, this is going to be, a real test for Brute 66, but, we never run from a challenge. I'm the 2014 Wrestler of the Year candidate. Mosh Pit Mike is only true juggalo, and I feel like together we have a really good chance. Obviously, both me and Mosh Pit Mike standing at a combined height of 12.5 feet tall. I think, the height advantage alone we have against the Hooligans. So I'm excited to see how it goes out there.
You said Wrestler of the Year candidate for which?
For everywhere.
For the entire country?
For the entire country.
Oh, who's the host of that award?
Wherever I wrestle, I am a 2014 Wrestler of the Year candidate.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get it. Gosh. Give me, describe your first match that you've ever had in your career.
So, let's see. My very first match was going to be a pretty much a battle royal, which that's usually most people's very first time ever being in front of a crowd, being in gear. That was in Dimmitt, Texas. The Dimmitt Rumble, I think, is the name of the show. I went in there, and I just remember the nerves, whenever I go out there, just looking at the people, having them look back at me, it was nerve-wracking. It was rough, and then you go in there, and you're fumbling through it, and then you go back, and you just start, beating yourself up because you think of everything you could have done, differently. And, I feel like that first couple of years of wrestling all feel that same way. But my first one-on-one match was, let's see, first one-on-one match was against actually Mosh Pit Mike. That was in Salt Lake City, Utah. At this time, again, he had just been really picking up as far as our training goes. That was for a promotion with Concussion there, American Extreme Wrestling. I met a lot of really good guys up there. They helped me out a lot as far as early in my career. But again, we wrestled there. Me and Mosh Pit Mike we had a great time, and it was nice getting to work somebody who I had trained so much with. But again, and just keep pushing forward, and now that we're doing a lot of tag team things, it is really nice to be able to work people like the Hooligans. Hopefully, you know, time goes on, get to wrestle people like the Ring Riders, and really anyone that we get an opportunity to step in the ring with.
Dream tag team match?
I mean,
or opponents?
If I had to say dream, I'd like to work the Dudleys. But, you know, something that is probably more achievable. I myself personally would like to wrestle one-on-one Samoa Joe. That is a dream match for myself.
Tag team?
Singles.
Well, who's your tag team dream match?
Tag team dream match. Shoot.
You said the Dudleys, but
yeah, Dudleys. Let's see. You know, we've worked some shows with Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. I think that would be a really good thing for me to work World's Greatest Tag Team, and you know, maybe even show them maybe they're not the world's greatest tag team.
What was your worst experience in the ring that you'd rather forget ever happened?
Let's see, worst experience, and that's a difficult one. I've had a handful. I guess the worst experience, it's not so much that it was embarrassing, so much I just wish it never happened, period. I was wrestling a show for EXW out of Phoenix, and I went to pick a guy up in a fireman's carry, had him up on my shoulders, went for my finishing move, and I believe I tore my meniscus. My knee popped out of place, that class couldn't put any weight on it, and again, the match pretty much was called there. I wasn't so much embarrassed because it was something that, you know, it happens, but it was very, very painful. It took quite some time to recover from fully. I started having to, you know, change up what I wear as far as protection on my knees and stuff, but it made me a little more mindful of, I guess, my foot placement whenever I move in that much kind of weight.
Describe the Texas wrestling scene, or at least, is that where you primarily wrestle, or you're just kind of...
If I had to say primarily, I think we work in Arizona a lot right now.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
But Texas is, you know, it really goes back and forth between the two. You know, like August 23rd, we're working Lubbock, and then in September, we're going to be working a show down in Waco, Texas, and then the next night we're going to be up in Denver wrestling. So it just kind of it always fluctuates. Texas wrestling scene though, lots and lots of work going on over there. I almost feel like they compete with each other so much that it ends up you know, running the fans away. It'd be a lot nicer if everyone could kind of work together and promote with each other to build up the scene. Amarillo specifically. Amarillo has two different wrestling promotions that run out of the same town, but they fight over each other. They try to steal each other's talents, and their shows, you know, they suffer because of it. You know, these fans, you can only get so many to go to each show, and then you know, when you're trying to poach each other's talent, it brings both shows down. It'd be a lot better to try to work together but separately and just build the whole wrestling scene up.
Do you know anything about Texas Anarchy? Not Texas Anarchy. Anarchy Championship Wrestling. There's kind of a caravan of talent that shows up from St. Louis Anarchy. ACW out of Texas kind of owns part of St. Louis Anarchy here, around here. You know anything about them?
You know, I have yet to work for Anarchy. I know a few really good, talented people that are working down there. Kyle Hawk being one of them, works over there. JC Bravo. But there is a lot of really good talent that comes through, and I'd love to work for them one day. But that's an unfortunate promotion I've yet to work for so far.
All right. Where can promoters go if they want to bring in Say your name again because I can't say it.
That's all right. If you want to find me, my name is Ray Basura, B-A-S-U-R-A. That's the way to vote today. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Really, it's social media, I got it all. R-A-Y-B-A-S-U-R-A.
All right. I want to thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it, man.
Have a good match tonight.
All right, thank you. That's the ticket.
Catch new first-run episodes of the Nosebleed Seats TV on demand at its new location on YouTube. Just go to this easy-to-remember address, tiny.cc/the-NBS. That's tiny.cc/the-NBS.
Drama, all the attitude, all the action of 01 USA Supreme comes to Champaign every Thursday at the Fluid Event Center. 01 Thursday Night Throwdown every Thursday at 7 at the Fluid Event Center.
This following contest is scheduled for one fall without a 30-minute tag team limit match. Introducing first.
Well, here we go. We're back to action here at Evening for Tess.
From Albuquerque, New Mexico, it is Ray Basura, Mosh Pit Mike, Route 66.
Route 66. The tag team with 66 plans as they travel up and down the Mother Road, kicking tail. Mosh Pit Mike and Ray Basura, who we just talked to. This is their first foray into the state of Illinois. Though Mosh Pit Mike has appeared with Juggalo Championship Wrestling and IWA Mid-South. And if they're going to travel to Illinois, they've got to take on the top tag team in Illinois as we look down from our sky cam. Somebody had a camera rolling at the top of the grandstand as Devin Cutter enters the ring. Mason on the right. Hooligans have 3 sets of tag titles again. New High Risk Wrestling tag titles, as well as the 01 Midwest tag titles, which has been defended outside the United States. Which we're going to have to, I guess, get a new set of belts with the proper labeling. Hooligans now an international tag team.
Because I had a son 8 years ago, it should be about your size. I used to be fat.
Do you get it?
No.
He lives, bro.
Well, that is an accurate statement. He was much larger than Mosh Pit Mike.
You're never going to either.
Do you get it?
So we showed footage of
I don't suck. You suck.
Showed footage of Mosh Pit Mike wrestling Ray Basura.
Seal?
That you're fighting with a 5-year-old.
Oh my God! Wait, you're fighting with the syrup bottle. Ah, Jemima.
Sir, well, that's racist, sir. That is racist.
Yeah, that was Route 66 bantering with the crowd here in Jerseyville. We're gonna get this match going here.
Ring it!
A lot of wrestling events happening this weekend on the September 12th through 14th weekend. Dreamwave Wrestling in LaSalle, IWA Limited in Dundas, Illinois, Mid-Missouri Wrestling Alliance in St. Louis, Proving Ground Pro in Lincoln, Illinois. Hooligans have the tag titles from that organization, but they will not be there. And we got more. Crowd getting under the skin of Route 66 here. All right, let's get this match started. Devin and Mike.
You be quiet. I don't want to hear it.
And Devin not going to wait. He goes after Mosh Pit Mike. Rams him into the corner. The Hooligans will be in New York on the 13th, wrestling for Fighting Spirit Wrestling. They will be at All-American Wrestling Berwyn the night before on the 12th, but it will not be at PGP. And I've had the thought that possibly the Hooligans may not lose the PGP tag titles in the ring. It is a possibility they could be stripped of those titles due to availability issues.
Oh no!
And look at this. Moonsault, leg drop combination, and Basura breaks it up. So we'll have to watch that situation there. Pro Wrestling Glory going to be in Monroe, Illinois on the 13th. United Wrestling Coalition in Georgetown on the 12th. World League Wrestling in Lynn, Missouri on the 13th. Oh, another 2 count. A promotion that has had a bit of controversy over the duct-taped ring ropes, now known as Wrestling Invades America, as they are first time wrestling somewhere other than Alton, goes to Edwardsville, Illinois, campus of SIUE Meridian Ballroom. It's on the 14th in Edwardsville. Of course, Zero One Supreme running Thursdays in Champaign. And those are the shows happening this particular weekend. Very busy schedule. And I have to wonder if Federation Sprawl is becoming an issue again for a simple reason. I can't be in 3 places at once. There's 3 shows I could go to in the same area, and I can't go to all of them. I can only go to 1. I'll be at Pro Wrestling Glory because they need a cameraman at ringside, so it's a shorter drive than every place else. No offense to Dreamwave or Green Ground Pro.
Come on, ref.
And this New Mexican team of Route 66 taking it to the Hooligans and takes down Mason. And a cover and a 2 count.
That was 237. No wonder. Maybe 237.
We will have more from Night for Tess next week. We are going to talk to Chuey Martinez, the host of this event, next week on the program. And the censorship button is going to be working overtime as Chuey Martinez just uses language that just rolls off the tongue easy for him. So it's not that he's a bad guy, but because this is a PG-rated program, we are going to make it PG-rated. Mosh Pit Mike mocking Devin Cutter. Well, that's an ironic statement to make, but wow. And another 2 count.
Have no respect for this match or these people.
Wow. All right, Basura. Sending Mason into the corner and setting him on the top rope. None of the titles are on the line for this particular matchup. Although if Brute 66 happens to win this match, I'm expecting some Central Illinois promoters to possibly bring these guys in to face the Hooligans for one of their sets of belts. It's Mason crossed by off the top. And both men are down. Mason is closer to his corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Hooligans! Hooligans!
Now last year it was Chuey Martinez and Manimal facing the Hooligans in a gully washer of a rainstorm, which they won in about a couple of minutes. I was hoping for the rematch this year, but that just didn't happen. Chuey and Manimal will be taking on the Viking War Party. That's the match we're going to show as the Hooligans unleash the barrage on Mosh Pit Mike in a cover and 2 count.
His partner pulled him off. Basura trying to come and take care of the
and Basura dumps Mason out in a double arm DDT. Double team DDT. 1-2. Oh, 2 count. Brute 66 thought they had it. Cutters.
Mexicans are trying to run shop on the Medora.
Hooligans.
Boys.
Oh, piggyback.
Oh, what do you say?
Mason to the top. Double stuff to the back. A Mosh Pit Mike.
Hooligan style.
And a cover. And Basura breaks it up. Chuey Martinez doing commentary ringside. Oh, look at this. Fireman's carry by Basura. Mosh Pit Mike on the top. Samoan drop. Senton bump with the top roll. Cover. 1, 2. Oh, he got him. We have an upset. Brute 66 has upset the Triple Crown tag title holders, the Hooligans, the top tag team in Central Illinois. 3-time Central Illinois Tag Team of the Year. This new team from New Mexico defeated the Hooligans in 7 minutes, 45 seconds. That may send shockwaves in the Central Illinois tag team scene. And maybe we'll see more of Brute 66. But this duo has certainly made a statement defeating the top tag team in this area. Well, we're going to have more Evening for Tess next week here on the program. Until next time, I'm the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. And be sure to check out the weekend schedule, St. Louis Wrestling Community, STOWrestling.livejournal.com. See you next time.